And today I would like to share with you the gift. The gift involves 4 teaching strategies, which is based in whole brain teaching.
How do you give life to your history?
And sure enough, she said, I need you to talk about our atrium routine. Barfield really loved it. And I said, okay. And then she turned around in the class, she said, she's going to explain it all to Blue Ribbon. I went, what?
I pick up my students in the gym the very first day in my referee coach outfit, and that makes them all ready. All right, this is going to be a cool year. They're ready to go.
I'm in an area now, in a suburban area, Reading, Massachusetts, outside of Boston. I started, however, as a teacher in Los Angeles. So the first 4 or 5 years of my teaching career, I was teaching for the Los Angeles Unified School District.
You know, being the mother of what has been dubbed the most famous Olympian of all times, it's very rewarding to me. You know, today we talked about passion and about our heart. When I hear someone make that statement, my heart starts pounding. I never thought that my young man, who was the 3rd in the family, the baby of the family, would have such an amazing accolade be bestowed upon him. But you know what? It took a lot of hard work. That was everybody, not only Michael, but his whole family, including his sisters.
You know, what I know, this was a screenshot from early on with my kids. I kind of have a before and after. You can see where I am, you can see the groups that I'm a part of, you can get badges. I pass out badges to the kids for things like when they post something really cool, I'll give them a badge. If it's their birthday, I give them a badge. I don't give them all the time because then, you know, so be it. Well, yeah, it's just another badge. So this is kind of broken into 3 parts, setting the stage for classroom management. What do I need to do ahead of time? Because we know that the better your classroom is managed, the more instruction you're going to be able to squeeze in.
Now, for the last 12, I've been an educator, and I worked at the Department of Education as the Deputy Superintendent in South Carolina, and now I'm very proud to join Lexington Richland 5. And I'm going to give you a quick primer on leadership.
The educator evaluation system, which focuses on growth and not gotcha, and building leadership capacity of all people.
But to start that, it didn't just happen. It happened when I forced it. And I said for the first hour of our data and assessment meetings, curriculum instruction.
Classrooms. So that's how you can connect all of these pieces together instead of looking at it as all of these different initiatives.
There are things that we can control and there are things that we cannot. And if you want to be prescriptive or descriptive, I can describe that I'm bald all day long. My hair is not going to grow. Complain about it, you know, it does. That will not solve the problem. That's descriptive. But we don't want to be that. Focus on the things that we can control. So that's why we have this. It's during the school day. I can control that.
I've said it a couple times. Showing versus telling. Effective teachers have students see, feel, experience the procedure. Ineffective teachers only recite. Here are the rules.
I mean, they are why we exist, and you have to believe that every person is a person of worth and a person of value, and it's so easy for us to discard kids. They're sending their best every day, and these kids come to us with so many challenges, and we have to believe in our hearts that they're truly special. The world does a great job of tearing kids down and telling them they're not good enough and not smart enough and they don't wear the right clothes. So it's our job to give them hope every day. When I talk to teachers, I tell them the most important thing to do is give hope. Because if they give hope, a student will come back to school the next day.
Every time people come here from other towns, they're just like blown away.
Making history as the story that it actually is when you can bring it in through read aloud. Going back to that, connecting it to reading piece, we did lots of graphic organizers. A lot of the skills that we try to teach them as historians tie right into reading. Cause and effect is a big one. This is just one of the graphic organizers that we used in the classroom.
I always tell students that it's what's in your heart that's going to drive as to what you do.